What's up, gangbangers? My name is Morgan.
I'm Garrett. We are Fomo. We're so stoked to be here today because we are announcing our first ever sample pack, Fomo Fire Volume 1. And today we're going to be showing you how we use all the sounds, or a lot of the sounds from the pack, in our remix of Blaize's Click, which was out on Buygore Recordings, out right now. Go check that out. Grab the free download description.
Tell them what's in that thing. What's in there?
Oh.
What's in that Fomo pack?
What's in that Fomo pack? We got 100 presets, serum presets, exclusively handmade by your boys. We got like 100 bass shots in there, which we'll be demoing some of those and how we implemented those. Bunch of bass fills. We've got drums from every category, dubstep, house, trap.
It's got it all.
It's got it all. It's simply got everything you're ever going to need.
Bangers.
Yeah, so we're so excited that that's going to be coming out. Big shout out to XLNT for giving us the opportunity to work on that with them. We're super, super excited. So we're going to dive into how we use those sounds in a track, you know?
Let's get it.
We're going to show you how it's done. All right, here we go.
All right, so we're just going to play it from the build through the drop, and then we'll get right into it. Here we go. All right, so we're just going to go from the top down and get to those sounds for you guys and show them how we made it.
Real quick, just wanted to mention that there will be a free download link in the description for a couple of the basses that will be in the Fomo Fire pack. So you can get a little preview of some of the sounds that will be in the pack before you go ahead and just buy the whole thing, which you're going to anyway. But we just want to give you a little tasty taste couple weeks before the pack comes out. So enjoy.
All right, yeah, so for the drums, super simple. We just got kick like that.
Kick like that.
And then we got just a snare sample, and you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Sounding good?
Got you, Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty simple kick snare pattern, just some good samples, nothing too crazy there. And then for the sub, let's throw that in there. Got a pretty wild sub on this bad boy. Yeah, so for the sub, we just got a low-end layer right here, and it's just these first three harmonics that you can see right here. And how we do that is we just draw them in. I'm sure you guys have seen somebody do this before, but you just hop in here, and then these are all the harmonics right here, and you could just draw in what you want for the low end. So we just like do it to taste right there.
Just got a couple extra harmonies.
Yeah. And then we got this gnarly high layer, which is a pretty cool thing. We used texture. It's like, it adds like noise. It's like erosion, but it has like other different samples
Tons of different like presets and other like noises you can use instead of just using white noise.
Yeah. So there's this fucking crazy experimental section, and we have this guitar scrape sample in there, and it's just like the weirdest noise ever. We were just like, yeah, we're gonna throw that in there. And then we just distorted it over here just to make it louder, and then resampled it so it could just play as audio and not be sounding weird every different time. Yeah, that's it for the sub, and then let's hop into these bass sounds. So from the top. Yeah, so as you guys can see, this is pretty much just all audio, and these are all just from the Fomo pack. So
yeah,
you could
when
just
we were like actually making the pack and making all the different presets and like one-shots, we ended up just getting super inspired by some of the bass sounds, and then we had this like remix opportunity and just turned it into a whole track. So be cool to show you guys how we did all that good stuff.
Yeah, so all the processing on these is like pretty simple. These are just drag and drop right from the pack. So as you can see, this first sound is just crazy glitch sound, and then we have this the main bass over here.
The main bitch, it's called actually.
The main bitch.
It's called main bitch.
Oh, it's called main bitch.
It's actually called main bitch.
It is the main bitch. So I'm gonna group up the processing. It's barely anything on here. So this was like, this is the bass fill that it came from. And kind of like when we're making the super experimental stuff, we're just like, when we're listening for samples, we're listening for just like something that sounds fresh. So it's like, we're not really worried about like the key or anything. It's just like,
Well, yeah, a lot of these they're almost atonal. Like, yeah, they might have like a root bass note, but if you're using them on top of a sub, you can kind of just EQ out all that low end, like you'll see that we did in this chain, and you can kind of just puzzle them in wherever.
yeah. So this is like the whole sample before we cut out the part that we wanted. So this was, yeah. So we just heard this and we were like, oh, that's pretty fucking fresh
just a
sounding.
wonky little, like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah. So
Wonky little bass sound.
we're also going to show you guys how we made those later on in the video.
Yeah.
So, yeah. After that, we just put on a little simple processing rack. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so just dimension on there to make it wider. This Valhalla rack, which is just reverb. Yeah, it's kind of like a slap back.
We're just duplicating that chain. So we just have a dry signal and then 100% wet on the Valhalla room.
Yeah, and then from there, we have the frequency shifter over here, which is at the end of the track.
At the very end.
Yeah, so this is just adding like a little. It's like changing the note kind of, but it's pretty much just adding a little bit of interest to the phrase. So it's not just one note.
So it's not just one note like staccato straight through. It's got a little movement.
Yeah, and then we have the reverb fill at the end. So it's just quarter note straight through. Yeah, and then we have just another one of these glitch sounds at the end to wrap back at the end of the phrase.
Yeah, it's a little turnaround bass.
Yeah.
And as you'll see, these are all like straight from the pack. So
Yeah.
you guys will be able to actually take the sounds that we used in this remix and make them your own.
Yeah. And so for the second downbeat, it's actually the same as the first downbeat, but we just pitched it up 24, and it just sounds fucking
Completely
weird.
different, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Is there anything else going on here?
No.
Yeah,
it's
so that's
the
just
same
how
exact sound. We bounced it from the top and then just pitched it up.
Yeah, that's just how it decided that it was going to sound at 24 up. Yeah. All right, so we're just going to show you guys kind of like how we would make these type of sounds real quick. And so it's all like super experimental. Like it would be pretty hard to remake these exactly the same, but the point is just to make a bunch of them and then kind of like when you're writing, listen for the like bits of glory that'll sound good.
Yeah, precisely, my king.
Yeah. So this is one of the Fomo Fire presets.
Yeah, so in the pack we have a huge, what do we have, 100 serum presets?
100 serum presets.
And 100 basses?
Something like that.
Bass
100 audio
shots.
basses. Yeah.
So like a lot of the bass shots, he's going to break down the process right now, came from the presets originally. And then we'll bounce that and then go even a level deeper with some crazy experimental things.
Yes, sir.
We're going to show you one example would be using Portal by Output is one of the methods we use to get some of the even crazier sounds.
Yeah, so just to go from the top, like this is so we would go for like when we're doing our sound design, just a preset that's like kind of in the realm of
what we're looking for.
of the sound design that we're trying to do, and then we'll just go super deep into it. So this is the preset with nothing on it. And so we just want to turn off the delay on here and then turn it to quarter note. And so when we do our like experimental stuff, we'll kind of just like lay something down on like either quarter notes or half bars just so we have something continuously
Constant.
going.
So it's like re-triggering, and it's
Yeah.
so you can get, 8 different quarter notes.
Yeah. And then so we have this, we just throw this everything thick OTT on all our serum presets, and pretty much how this works is it puts everything to -4 in like an infinite ratio, so it's just fucking smashing it.
Yeah, just flattening, pretty much bringing everything up to -4 or anything that's above that, dropping it down to -4 and just making the sound completely flat at -4.
Yeah. So this is what it sounds like with everything thick on it. Just super present and like fits in the mix right away.
Just way overly compressed, but it just brings it right out.
And then so the process for the Portal stage would be kind of just we found that these the pitch presets are super good for getting just like really experimental sounds. So we're just going to turn this on, and then we just kind of sift through presets and then mess with the what is this, the modulation circle?
Yeah, the modulation matrix.
Okay, so like yeah, so what I did it beforehand just to get some like good results, but like yeah, what we do is just set like a 2-bar loop right here, and just record a bunch of audio
over itself.
Yeah, so we beforehand we just recorded a little bit of audio just so we don't have to find like a good spot for it. But so this is like kind of what you would end up with. So then we take it even one step further, and kind of like, so if we were looking for a one shot for the beginning, we would just like put it where we want it to be. So we have, this is the same clip from above. And then what we're doing from here is if you use the sample scrub function, which is shift command drag, you could just, or what is it? Shift option drag. And then you could just go through the entire, like, you could record like minutes of just experimental sound design. So let's see this. This is like,
it's like 18 bars long.
Yeah, so that's like 30
long.
seconds long of just like experimental stuff.
And this way you can leave the length in like sample exactly where in the spot of the song you want it. So you're not like picking, like if you were to do it like out here, you'd have to like go pick and drag, but you can just leave it right here and just scrub through and just try. You can just try every little quarter note throughout the entire like 30-second clip.
Yeah, exactly. And then so yeah, the only process for this is just finding the good
one tiny piece that you want.
Yeah, and then you could just get crazy results like this. And another cool thing to do within this process is to just mess with like the audio mangling functions within inside of Ableton. So like doubling,
make them like half speed or twice as long.
Yeah, or like mess with the pitch,
pitching it up,
and then use like the texture warping.
Like there you go. That's a completely
that's a fire sound right there.
Sound.
And then you could even do like even crazier shit and fucking.
Yeah, so you can pretty much from the one preset that is in the pack, you can make 500 different unique sounds out of it. So
exactly.
We just want to show you guys like our process for taking like our sound design even further. So even if you have all the Serum presets, which are already sick, you can it's just an infinite realm of
because it's the worst when like you're just sifting through presets and then you never get anything that works. And you're just
or you don't get anything like unique sometimes.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, it was chill to just plug in a good preset.
Plug in a good VR preset and you're done.
Yeah.
But that's not the 2020 sound design race anymore.
Yeah, so and then just finding like a good pattern. So this is just quarter notes, and then, so down for the second phrase. Yeah, so you can see right here, we just, if you use the shift drag function, it's shift. This is the shift command. So you could drag the BPM in real time. So you could shrink it down to like half the size or double the size.
Yeah, without going in and double clicking and changing the BPM there and like scrubbing through, you can actually just
just drag it to how long you want it. Yeah, so if you do shift.
So that's actually changing the BPM of just that one sample right there.
Yeah, so you could do cool stuff like
which we actually used that in a different part.
Yeah. So this is just adding like a little bit of variation to the rhythm of it. And as you can see, like if you do proper sound design sessions, like you could write like there's like 5 different sounds in this drop, but they're all good because we put in the work beforehand to make sure we had good sounds.
Yeah, so we kind of like literally just we were designing all the bases for our pack, and we literally just like it was like a puzzle. Like, okay, we know we need a one shot on the one. We know we want some sort of rhythmic like plucky sound for the trap like over the sub. And then it was literally like putting a puzzle together.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to, some people do their sound design in their project, but we find it's easier and less stressful to try to like make the perfect sound right there.
So pretty much all we're doing, instead of doing a full sound design session when we're writing like a drop like this, we're just making it fit. So we might do a little extra processing, but we're not like fully designing the sound from scratch. So like we'll do some stuff with like you saw with the frequency shifter. Like that's just to make it more interesting, but the work of the sound came from our sound design session for the pack. So it's helpful to separate sometimes in that way. When you're writing, it's just free flowing and finding the right sound,
chilling,
because you already put in the work to make it.
Yeah, and then for the second part of the drop, it's just pitched up, and that even sounds like a complete so we did texture warping right here, and it sounds like a completely different sound.
Yep.
And just a couple last notes if we hop over to the third drop. So this is how the third drop goes. So again, this is actually this lead. This is the same exact sound from the first drop.
Yeah.
It's just, is it pitched?
I think it's stretched, and then the trash is what's making it like super.
Yeah, up 12. And then we have this like a random trash preset on here that just makes it sound crazy.
It's a hot tin roof.
Yeah, hot tin roof, baby.
Yeah, it looks like it's just like, I don't even, how is it even, it's just the shape of that fucking distortion that's
it's
just
big
like
math.
making it come in and out.
It's
in and
huge
out.
math.
Like it feels like it's like a super, like 30-second
Yeah.
note or something.
Yeah, so this is what it sounds like without the trash. And then with it on. Like,
Yeah.
it makes no sense how it got to there.
It doesn't make any sense.
But it works.
So just by using the same exact sound, we made, there are 3 drops. This is just the third, but we made 3 completely different drops, all using the same bass shot, just using stuff from our pack and like just doing some unique processing stuff just to make it a little bit different.
Yeah, and just to like to elaborate like on how you're able to get to points like this is just like knowing all your sound design tools and then just experimenting or having like just like a list of things that you know are gonna like might change the sound.
Yeah.
And then we're just like tossing them on.
So
and see
things
if
like
it works.
frequency shifter, using cool distortion like modules, and just everything we know that could affect it greatly, like texture warping, halving the speed. So just pulling out all the tools in your bag and then just trying to create something unique with each. Like, I mean, with whether it's the presets or just the bass shots we already have in the pack, there's infinite possibilities.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Do we got any last minute plugs?
Definitely check out the pack. It'll be coming out very, very soon. Fomo Fire Volume 1, exclusively on XLNTSOUND.com.
Smash the like and subscribe.
Yeah, please like and subscribe. Leave some comments if you'd like to see anything else. And yeah, stay tuned for updates on the pack. Can't wait for you guys to check it out, and make sure you grab those free bases in the description. So you can get a little taste of the pack.
Yeah, and our socials are just all at FOMO Music.
At FOMO Music for everything. Cool. We'll see you guys in the next vid.
Gang, gang.
Phone's the fucking gas.